Hey guys, it's Davin here from the House Hacker Tribe, and today we're going to be going over the current state of the real estate market in Las Vegas from a broker's perspective. So as a real estate broker here, I do some different transactions in the commercial side and in the residential and investing sphere. And what I'm going to kind of share with you is my perspective of what I see happening. I'm going to go over whether it's a seller's or a buyer's market, and the reality of how big of a myth that statement is. Whether the market's going up or down, is a crash impending? If so, when it's going to happen, and what should I do? Just kind of like based on my current condition. So we'll touch all these topics as they come up, and let's just first jump into the first one. Is it a seller's or a buyer's market? So by definition, it is a seller's market. A seller's market's whenever we have under a certain inventory threshold, and we're definitely beneath that inventory threshold. However, this definitely should not be something that discourages new home buyers. New home buyers were pretty much priced out of the market in early 2021. You're talking anywhere from probably about March is where you started to see it happen. We had that huge run up until about June. But right now, there's a lot of homeowners that are asking way too much money for their home that are simply not going to get it. And a lot of people think, oh, the real estate market is going to come down. But let's really talk about the real estate market going up or going down in just a minute here. We'll address that buyer's versus seller's market here. So it's not going to be a true buyer's market, but just remember it's always an owner's market. If you own a lot of real estate, let's just say you're a landlord, you own 10 properties, there's always that one problem property that you can easily get rid of. So this is definitely the market to probably get rid of that. But if you don't own any real estate, own something, if you can afford it, buy some. So let's go into whether it's going up or down. So a lot of people are going to perceive the market to be going down over the next couple of months, and it's not really going to go down truly quite yet. The reason why I say yet is because if we're talking about timelines in 3 months, 6 months, a year could definitely go down or go up. We can't project that far out. But in the next 2 to 3 months, what you'll probably see is you'll see listing prices way up here, and you'll see sale prices just slowly increase. And so what happens to these listing prices is they have to come back down to the actual sale price eventually. Either that happens where the seller chooses to bring down the price, or the buyer negotiates down the price from a high list price. A couple different ways you can do that. But essentially what happened is we had a market that was going up really steep, and this is the sale price and this is the list price. Well, if the sale price is above the list price has to catch up. And if you have this really steep movement, it's going to keep moving up past the point of the sale, and then eventually when the sale price levels out, you've got this really high list price way up here, and that's what we're seeing in this really high market. So don't be afraid. If you want to go out there, start looking for some good deals. There's definitely be discouraged buyers that have pulled out of the market and they're not looking as intently anymore. I think you'll be surprised when you make an offer on something right now. You might get that call back that says, oh, we need your highest and best, but don't be worried about it. Stay consistent. Stay a little bit diligent. Don't get too hung up and emotionally attached to just one house. Feel free to make some offers on some multiple houses, and there's actually ways to keep yourself safe if you make offers on multiple houses. So we can go over that in a different video if we want. So it is going up just very slowly, but you will see listing prices come down here pretty soon. And a crash. Okay, is the real estate market going to crash? There's a couple of things that could cause a huge correction. Not necessarily a crash, but definitely a correction. Interest rates can go up and can cause a little bit of a correction there, but you won't see anything beyond 20%. You might see something in the 5 to 10% range if interest rates go up to 5-6%, like we saw back in 2018. And if, honestly, yes, if unemployment keeps going up, there's definitely a lot of things that can happen to the real estate market. It's not crash proof. Crashes do happen. Should you be waiting for a crash to happen? That's where we get into what I should do in a real estate market like this. So this is very, very market specific to this particular market. If you own a lot of real estate and you've got that problem property like we talked about earlier, this is definitely the time. Someone's going to really appreciate owning that property. Give that person a chance to own it and put that one up for sale. Get rid of some of your headaches in this market right now. If you own a couple of properties and you're thinking about acquiring more, because you don't have any of those headache properties, this is definitely that time to maybe hold on a little bit more. I wouldn't sell anything, I wouldn't panic, but this is definitely, if you're a homeowner, so you're either kind of in like 3 categories or somewhere in between. Either you own a ton of property, you own about 1, maybe 2 homes, or you don't own anything yet. If you own 1 or 2 homes, then you're definitely not going to really want to do much unless you need to move to a different state or a different city for some reason. It's definitely a good time to move if you can. There are some tax consequences to people who own investment property versus your individual home. As long as you're not owning any luxury real estate, you're probably going to be good. And if you don't own any real estate, this is actually a huge opportunity for you. If you don't own anything right now, even though it's a high market, I do urge you to buy something. Too many people only have a plan if the market crashes, and they don't have a plan if the market keeps going up slowly and steadily, which is what we usually see in a real estate market. Usually it goes up slowly and steadily about 2.5% each year in the long run. So if you don't own anything, definitely understand that you're buying in a high market. It might take you years in order to get the return on investment that you want out of it, but don't focus on just huge get-rich-quick schemes with real estate. You can definitely own property over a long term, even in this current market, and you'll be fine at least in the next 10, 20 years. As long as your plan to own that is long term, you'll be fine. So hopefully I answered some of your questions as far as the current condition of the real estate market goes. It's definitely slowing down to where to how turbulent it was a few months ago, but it definitely has a lot of people concerned, because whenever we see a slowdown, some people think a crash is coming. I don't necessarily see that coming in the next couple of months here, so we're good there. So thank you for watching and enjoy your day.